All right, I got that sniper cell here, okay, that we were talking about in the previous video. It came down a little. I wasn't able to catch it. I was actually moving my computer over to the office because my son is watching The Bad Guys. However, I'm going to double down on this one, try to take profit at a break even there, and see if I can get a nice pullback into this area, 25,327. But my next trade idea after this is going to be, like I was telling you, to see if we can jig around in this area for, a couple minutes, 5-10 minutes, and consolidate and do something like this, like, maybe even a little longer. Maybe 15-20 minutes. How long was this? This was from 6:40 to 6:53, so 13 minutes. All right, now I'm going to deleverage by selling one contract at break even, just to lower down my risk with risk management. And even if you lose a couple bucks on it, it's fine. You just want to not be in two contracts trading at night with low volume, because just in case this thing does decide to just spring up here, we can catch another one like so. Okay, so now we're on the sniper trade. It would be nice to get right into this area right here. Okay, so let's see if we can get that. You can watch the DOM too. The DOM, if you get a good read on it, and you start to learn its movement, then even watching the DOM sometimes can help you decipher if you're going to hold the trade a little longer or not. I like to look at the candlesticks a little bit more, but I've been looking at the DOM a little bit more recently as well. And then you can, with the upgraded subscription, you can pay to get this market data to see actually the buyers and sellers, and that doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. If you have more sellers and buyers, and sometimes it can go one way unless you're getting squeezed. However, again, just to reiterate, this is upper middle VWAP, I call it, which is a support zone. Around this area is a good area to take profit. These are my moving averages. I got the 50, 40, 30, 21, 15, and 9 day moving average. And then I always call this the upper VWAP, middle upper, middle, lower middle, and lower VWAP. And so basically this, like I said, I'm bearish for tonight. And I'm thinking that this area here where we're in, this, area right here, is even all the way up into here to 25,400 is the sell zone for tonight. I think these are the A1. Well, obviously up here is going to be your more kind of A1. If we get into here, it would be here for your sell. Or if it goes a little bit higher, then we're probably going to magnetize up to this zone. Then this would be your A1 sell zone if we bypass this halfway point here. Okay, and I break up the areas into to fourths. Okay, so you got a quarter, you got a half, and quarter, half, quarter. Does that make sense? Hold on, let's do it. Quarter, 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 quarter. Okay, 1/4. Because the zone is so wide that you can break it up into four. So, this would probably be halfway. This is probably the 61.8% on the percentage height from this purple upper middle VWAP to this upper VWAP. Okay, and that's how I gauge my entries and zones. I always gauge it by the previous day VWAP coordinates, okay, which are going to be boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I always put a blue line here because, like I said in my past videos, if we break under here and hold below, we always drop 50 to 150, 200 points, always. Same thing, vice versa. You break up above previous day VWAP and hold, you bust up another 50, 150 points. Okie dokie. So my thinking now is we're holding support, boom, 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 boom. I'm just gonna exit the trade because it can come down here real quick and power up, or it could just go whoop and just shoot right up after this right here. Kind of like you see this, what is this, like this loop it's trying to do right here to kind of power up. So it does kind of do that when it's bouncing on this 9-day moving average. But the minute you crack under here and you go to the purple and you get right underneath this purple, then you start to move fairly quickly. And then however, I'm at what, 3,000 on the eval here. I think that was a safe trade to get in. My sniper sell, I should have held it a little longer. That's another thing, trading at night does the markets do move a little bit slower, so you do have to be more patient and probably hold your trades a little bit longer. But then again, if there's low volume and if you hold too long and this thing fires up, it could fire up fairly quickly, and you'll get slippage or whatever on your stops and that sort of thing if they're when you have them in here trading at night. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. I think it did a little bit. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to read them and help out in any kind of way that I can, because hey, the market's a beast, man. And if you don't study every night and you don't put in the work on learning your trade ideas and your trading algorithm, then you're never going to be successful doing this. So my job is here to help you answer questions and just hopefully try to explain this stuff in a different way you never really kind of learned it, or different give you some different ideas on what to look for when you're trading. So right now, that's my game plan for tonight is to look for a sale. And I know that if we can hold, under these areas for tonight, then I think we should have a decent bleed out. So if we look here at the 15-minute, I'm hoping that we can get into these zones for tonight and keep this downtrend going. So we'll see, though. We just the main thing is trying to figure out where is this thing gonna stop. Are we coming into here, or are we coming up into here? I doubt it, but hey, you never know. For sure, if we hold above 25,589 this evening, we will shoot up into here, up into here. But, first we got to get past all this. So we'll see how I would map out, this zone if this thing did turn bullish. Is we'd want to come up here. We'd want to come, up into here and then come down and bounce and hold right in this area, because the minute you drop out of this area, what is this, 25,360? The minute you get out of this area, if we do pop up into here, this is going to tell you like, okay, boom, we're falling. But if you hold here, you come up, boom, you hold, shoot, you could start to do this thing overnight into like maybe 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then it tank, unless you get up above this line and you start holding here, and then so forth. So anyways, I think I went off a little bit on a tangent, but that's how I'd set up my zones for this evening. And based on the 30-minute, if you look closely, this is perfect zone for it to not the perfect, but this would be a good first area zone for it to start to go down. Because look, every time we got into this area right here today, what happened? Boom down, boom down, boom down, boom down. But we did start a new trading session. So you got your new baby VWAPs that are just now forming. You got today's earlier VWAPs that finished here. So these are the zones. Okay, if we break above this zone, boom, we go up higher. If we break below this zone, okay, boom, we're going to go lower. Okay, and we don't go lower or higher until we break out of one of these zones right here. We are going to range like this until we break out of this zone. Okay, this is the range now according to the 30-minute for today and tomorrow. Okay, we will be in this zone until we break out of here, down or up. Okay, so what's this? How many points is this range? We can even take it from here. So 200 to, that's even up. You can even keep it into here. Let's see, 25373. 25373, so we're going to be in here. Now, if we get up here, it's potential to, get up into here and see if we're going to zoom out. But this would give us a higher chance if we get up and hold into this area like that. This would give us a higher chance to start zooming up into here. Okay, this dotted line here was the 6 a.m. Was it the 6 a.m. candle? This is the 6 a.m. right here, and this was the 10 a.m. Okay. Did I just move a line there? Okay, this was the 10 a.m. So I like to mark out the 9 and 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. 4-hour candle for the New York Times session, and that usually guides me. Like if we get above this, we'll most likely come a quarter, most likely halfway through. For sure get the quarter and take profit here, but halfway to 61.8% through before you start to get rejection. Now if we hold above 61.8 right around here, then boom, you zoom up. You can potentially zoom up there to that next key level or liquidity area. All right, that's all I got for now. 3,000. Maybe I do one more trade. Well, I do have a trade here sitting, so if it hits, I'll see if I can start this video again and we get it going. Let me put another trade right there too. That's a good area. Okay, perfect. Move that down a little. There we go. Okay, all right, we'll see ya. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button.